Dear students, I am Sahitya Priyadeshni, Assistant Professor, Computer Science and Engineering, Aruna Engineering College. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about Introduction to DBMS, Database Management System. Before going for what is Database Management System, we should know about what is data. Data is a collection of facts and figures that can be processed to produce information. In other words, we can say that data can be any character, text, word, number, and other possible little things which give a meaning. Database. Next, coming to database. A database is a collection of interrelated data which is used to retrieve, insert, and delete the data efficiently, where we are going to store the database as a table. Where we are using this database, how we are using this database, when, how, why, we have so much of questions like that. So what is database management system? Database management system is a collection of interrelated data and a set of programs to access the data. In other words, we can say that a database management system is a software that facilitates the creation, storage, retrieval, and manipulation of data in the database. In the database, we can retrieve any information of a particular enterprise also. The database provides an environment that is convenient and efficient to the end user to use the database. Where are the applications we are using the databases? In banking, airlines, universities, sales, manufacturing, human resources. In all the day-to-day life, whatever the real-time applications we are using, everywhere we are having this database system. What is the purpose of database system? Why we went for database system? Before going for database system, we are using file processing system. File processing system is a collection of files and storage of files where we are going to retrieve information. In the file processing system, we have faced some drawbacks. What are the drawbacks? Means first thing we go for data redundancy and inconsistency. What is data redundancy? Data repetitions is there with a multiple file format. Duplication of information also is there in different files. That is the first drawback when you go for your file processing system. Second drawback is difficulty in accessing data, where we cannot write a new program for a new task. That accessing privilege has been there when you go for a file processing system. Data isolation. As we use multiples of files and formats, we are unable to isolate the data which is needed. Next thing is integrity problem. Integrity problem is also a major thing where we cannot add new constraints and we cannot change already existing one. That also a great problem in the file processing system. Next drawback is atomicity of updation. Here the transaction is not updated then and there, so inconsistent states has been there when they go for a updation of process. Apart from this, we have concurrency processing also. Concurrent access by multiple user is also not possible when you go for a file processing system. Two people cannot read the same file at the same thing. This also arises a drawback, major drawback when you go for your file processing system. The last drawback is security problem. Here we don't have authentication system or any other security that has been provided for a file system. That leads to a problem when they go for accessing the file. So all these drawbacks put together to form the drawbacks of a file system. To overcome this file processing system, we went for your database management system. Then what is the main goal of your database management system? The main goal of your DBMS is to provide convenient and efficient method of defining, storing, and retrieving the information contained in the database. That is how we are going to store, retrieve, and define the database table. This all is the main goal of your database management system. As we go for this DBMS, we have level of abstraction, that is how we are going to represent the database. So when you go for representation, we are going to have physical level, logical level and view level. What is in physical level? Physical level is it describes about how a record has been stored over, how we are going to store a record. Next, when you go for a logical level, we are going to describe what the data has been stored in the database and what is the relationship among the data. That has been said in a logical level. Next is a view level. So in the view level, we are going to give the level based upon the application what we have been using over. Based upon the application method, we are going to set over your views. So all these three things will form the normal architecture of a database, that is physical level, logical level and view level. Based upon this architecture of the database, we are going to create the data. So next process in the introduction, we go for instance and schemas. What is schemas? Schema is nothing but the logical structure of your database. That is how you are going to have your structure of your database. Here we have two schemas. One is physical schema, next one is your logical schema. What is physical schema? That physical level of the database. How we are going to design the database at a physical level, where we are going to store the database, in which type of applications we are going to use. So what is the physical level of design of your database has been said in physical schema. In logical schema, we are going to describe about the logical, what is the logics that has been present over, that is how one data has been interrelated with the other data has been represented in the logical level. Next is your instance. What is instance? At the particular point of time, what is the content of the data? Okay, at the particular time, what is the data that is present in the database? What is the value of the data or value of the variable that is present in the database has been said over when you go for your instance. Next, we are moving to the data models. What is data model? Why we go for data model is, the data model is a collection of tools for describing data, data relationship, data semantics and data constraints. So data model is nothing but we are going to say why we need data, what are the relationship between the data, what is the semantics we are going to use, what are the constraints that has been present over in the data model. When you go for the database model, we are going for entity relationship model, relational model and all. What is entity relationship model? So entity, what the word entity is nothing but it means the object. Maybe anything on the real world we can say as an object. Anything, maybe a name, like a name, place, things or whatever you take, we take that as an object. That object as represented as entity. Example, here we can say as customer, account, bank branch, maybe a student, maybe co-department, whatever the example, whatever the object we are considering to create a database, we can take that object as an entity. Entity, we have known what is that is object. Relationship between the entities, how one entity has been related with the other entity. As we take an account bank example, an account holder is related to the bank. He is having an account in a particular bank. So account is one of the entity and the customer is one of the entity. How they are going to relate with one other, the other is by a depositor. They represent this in the diagram. A customer we have where they are going to have a customer ID as an attribute, customer name, customer street, customer city. These are going to be the attributes of your customer. Similarly, here we have an entity account. The account is going to have an attribute as account number, what is the balance available in the account. We will represent entity in the rectangular box. So how one entity has been related with another entity is by a means of a depositor, depositing. That is, we are going to deposit an amount in an account. So that is a relationship. Relationship has been represented in the decision shape box. So this is this schema, relation entity relationship model schema, is widely used for database design. Before making a database, we are going to create this ER model diagram, then we will convert that into a relational database model. So ER diagram is nothing but entity relationship diagram. How one entity is related with other diagram. Here we are going to have a physical representation of the object that has been used in the used for ER representation. This we are going to convert that into a database table. Next model, we go for a relational model. What is a relational model is how we are going to represent your database. We know that relation is nothing but a table. Relation is nothing but your table. How you are going to create your database, that is has been set in the table. So always in the column we are going to represent the attributes. So here we have customer ID, customer name, customer street, customer city, account number. All these are going to be your attribute. Okay, attributes are represented in the column where we are going to have tuples. Tuples are nothing but the values that we have been storing in the database table that we are going to represent in the rows, or it may be a tuples. Okay, here we have created a table for the account. So in the account we are going to have a account customer ID, customer name, customer street, what the customer city, what is the account number and all. We are going to create a table. Similarly, we can have tables for account table, customer table, depositor table also, where we are going to store the attributes. Everywhere we are going to store the attributes of the entity. Okay, this is a relation. Relation is generally nothing but the table, database table, what we represent. A relation is nothing but a database table. Next, we are move on to the overall architecture of your database management system, or we can say what are the components that has been present in your database management system. Here we are going to divide the whole architecture into three models. One is storage manager, query processor, database user and application. So storage manager, have storage manager here, where we are going to have authority and integrity manager, transaction manager, file manager, buffer manager. So what is the work of your authority and integrity manager? Here they are going to give the authority to whom the database table should be used over. Okay, authorization will be giving over to the person who has the authority of accessing the database table. Next we go for the transaction manager. Transaction manager is going to ensure that what the database is going to be remain in a consistent state, whether any transaction has been executed or any system failure has been occurred, what is the drawback, what are the transactions that has been done over there will be specified by the transaction manager. The next thing we will move on to the file manager. File manager is going to manage the allocation of storage space on the disk and the data structure that has been used for the information or data to be stored in the table. Next we go for buffer manager. Buffer manager is responsible for fetching the data from the disk into the main memory. So all these four things will get together to form you the storage manager. Next we move on to your query processor. The query processor, we are going to contain a major three things. First one is your DLL processor, DDL interpreter, DML compiler, query evaluation. What the work of DLL interpreter, which is going to interrupt the DLL language, that is going to convert the DLL statement into the low level data. Next we move on to the DML compiler. Compiler is going to transmit the DML low level language to the query engine where the query will be understand there. Next we move on to query evaluation engine. Query evaluation engine which is going to execute the low level instruction generated by the DML compiler. So this all three will put together and it will process the query which has been given over by the end user. Next thing we move on to the application user. Application programmer, we have Navy user, database administrator, sophisticated user, and other thing application programmers. So database administrator, a person who is going to be at the central control over the system, is called database administrator. We have a Navy user. So Navy user is going to interact with the system by invoking one of the permanent application which has been running over there in the database. Sophisticated is based upon the interaction with the system based upon the query database query language. Application user, based upon the application, they are going to have the application of the database which has been used over there. So all this put together to form you the database overall architecture of the database. So what is the advantage of using databases? We have control of data redundancy, data consistency will be there, providing data integrity, improved security, balance of conflict requirement will be here, improved data accessibility will be there, improved concurrency, improved backup and recoveries is there when you go for your database management system. So all this put together will form you what is the general thing of your database management system. Thank you.